Hello, Realm Runners. Welcome in, folks. My name's Charlie, otherwise known as Viridian in the Discord. I'm your Achroma community coordinator, and this is the Achroma weekly live stream for August 6th, 2023. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome in, one and all. Hope you're all doing great. So, the question that I posed you at the start of the stream today is, if you were an Achroma character, what shards would your center hex have? Now, maybe I could have written the question a bit clearer. What I was looking for here is I wanted people to decide what color shards they would have in their center hex, also how many, and whether they would be, rare, legendary, common, uncommon. I appreciate that not everyone really knows the details of what the color Chroma shards are supposed to be. You can actually find out a little bit more about these if you actually. It's a little bit hidden away, in fairness. If you actually look at one of our previous Kickstarters, you can see more details about this. And at some point, we'll have it on the website a bit clearer. But essentially, the different colors are supposed to represent almost different ways that you draw magic. It's not like Avatar, where like if you have blue, that means you bend water, but more so that's where your magic comes from. It's kind of water-based magic or solar-based magic. But yes, so let's see what people have said in chat so far. So welcome in Ricky, welcome in Lord, welcome in Shaz. Great to see you all nice and early. So Lord said my hex would have 7 shards because I'm all shades and colors. Love it. You're going to break the mold. We appreciate that. Welcome in Rich. Ricky, your answer at the end was maybe 4 shards: green, yellow, magenta, and black, and it'd be legendary. Heron says red and black, my 2 favorite colors. So okay, like a bit like Fisto then. Rich says green and cyan. Okay. Sarah, just cyan. Interesting. Yeah, of course, my favorite color is, of course, your favorite color is orange. I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why as well. Bit of a shame that orange isn't an Achroma color, but it makes sense. And Ashley's coming in. Acrom, of course. Yeah, there's a lot of Akram out there, I am sure. But yeah, so welcome into the stream, everybody. I hope you're all doing fine this Sunday evening. So for those that are maybe new to the stream, this is how it will work. So we start by talking about the Achroma news, events, and previews. So this is where we discuss any Achroma news throughout the week, any events that have happened or are upcoming, and as well as preview any new cards. I do have a preview for you today. We are going to be showing you the very first piece of artwork that I'm allowed to show you for the next Chapter 2 Chronicle coming out this season for Draco Planum. So that'll be exciting. Then the second part of the stream, we go into the Realm Table, which is a community-based segment where I will be joined by a guest or guests in the community, and we discuss a particular topic. I think today's topic is, I know what today's topic is. Today's topic, we're going to be having a little look at how the different colors spread throughout the different chapters and see if we can notice any common denominators of which color Chroma shard tends to be the strongest. So it'll be an interesting chat for you guys to get involved with as well with that one. And then we end the stream with the community showcase, where we shine light back on you in the community and have a look at some fan art, palette builds, creator content, things that you guys in the community have created for Achroma this week. Amashaz says mine would be white, black, red, and orange. Interesting. Okay. Very nice. Time for the big outcome of Draco. Oh, yes. Yeah, any Draco info is good news. Absolutely. All right, so I'm Charles Barton. This is the Achroma Weekly Stream. Let's get started with the Achroma news. So we always start the news with the Kickstarter updates. Again, for those that don't know why we're talking about Kickstarter, go back a fair few months ago, and we did a Kickstarter to help launch our Rise of the Realm Runner expansion, as long as a few other products. And there are still a few of those products that are waiting to be fulfilled. So we always like to start the stream by talking about Kickstarter updates. So for those that are waiting for their items can know what is going on. We did a relatively big update a week or so ago. So I don't actually have any updates for you this week, unfortunately. But as soon as we have more, we will let you know. Ash is hoping for a load of Drakes. Well, considering the next bit of news, I think we can agree that there might end up being some more Drakes. So the next bit of news is about the Draco Summer Narrative event. So I won't go on too much about this because I mention it every week, but for the last 4 weeks, we have been having a fight, Chroma versus Akram, to seal the fate of the previous Draco Planum Chronicle Draco Temple. So we had 4 weeks where every game of Achroma Canvas and Achroma Heroes counted towards a global Achrometer, Chroma v Akram, to see which side would win. And it's people in Discord have already seen it, but not everyone's in the Discord, so not everyone may have realized the winner was Akram. So congratulations to Akram, who, as you can see, this was the Achrometer as of midnight on Monday when it ended, 820 to 798, which is an incredibly close number. When we did the very first Achrometer, I'm pretty certain Chroma won by hundreds. So this is a really close one. And you know what? Credit to everybody that played in the last few days. It was a really intense battle. So I think going into the last day, into the Monday, Chroma was only winning by like 2 or 3. And then throughout the day, it was relatively steady that like Chroma would win one, Akram would win one. And then between like, I think it was about 5 p.m. and 8 p.m, Chroma seemed to come out of nowhere. And suddenly Chroma was ahead by like 30 with like 4 hours to go. So I know that quite about 5 or 6 of us Akram players jumped to the Discord and started playing loads of games. And even after an hour or two, Chroma was still winning. There was a really big Chroma push by the Chroma players, but Akram kept pushing, and it appears the Chroma players seemed to drop off around 10 or 11 o'clock. Akram got a last hour push in, and Akram managed to get it over the line literally in the last hour. Like at the 11 o'clock update, Chroma was still in the lead. At the midnight update, Akram had taken the lead. So for what it's worth, folks, thank you to both sides for what was an incredibly close and fun 4 weeks. As a reminder, we do these Achrometer, narrative 4-week events every 3 months. So the next one will be in, I want to say October. Yes, it'll be October will be the next one, and that'll be fighting for Sparata, the Fall of Flutterby. Now, in terms of what happens next then, so I appreciate some people knew. So what happens now that Akram have won? There is at least 2 things you can expect. There might be more. So firstly, you can expect a narrative lore piece coming out very soon. I can't disclose much, but I will say that the actual narrative itself is pretty much finished. It's just we are trying to find the best way to present it to you guys. But effectively, there will be some form of short story in the form of a narrative piece that will give you some really good lore and a descriptive insight as to what happened in the final moments of the Draco Temple battle. We literally are going to find out the fate of Draco Temple. What it will also do is it will also have influenced the next set of cards that comes out. Now, to be very clear, how it influences the next set of cards will be very subtle. You know, we're not going to suddenly make it like overwhelmingly Akram, because then that would just make a set that is very unbalanced. But there will be nods towards Akram, whether that is lore, whether that is artwork, whether that is abilities, thanks to the fact that Akram has one. And I will try and get a list when the new set drops. I'll try and get a list to show you exactly what changed thanks to that impact. But yeah, so congratulations to Akram for winning. It was really good. Power to the dark side, unlimited power. Time for a neutral win next. I mean, if we can manage to get a draw, that could work. It was a good evening watching the Achrometer. It was very fun. So that is the Achrometer news. I can't give you an exact ETA for when the narrative lore will come out, but it should be, we will get it out to you as soon as physically possible, hopefully in the next week, but please don't quote me on that. I appreciate last time it was a bit delayed, but that's because we want to make sure it's presented correctly, but it'll be this season, but very, very soon, hopefully. So the next bit of news then is, as always, Achroma YouTube. So this week we've only had one new video come out, and that was the Realmless tier list. That was what we recorded in last week's Realm table segment. We've released it as its own individual video, which has been kind of shortened down and cut a little bit better. So if you did not see the Realmless tier list that we did last week, you can now see it as a video on YouTube, as a nice little way for new players to have a little dive into the Realmless cards and see what how the community rate individual cards. And as always, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say at this point, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do, and give this stream a like, as it helps us to grow the channel. Dickon says, can we have that list for the Curse of Curdle Cove? Yes, I am working on that as well, Dickon. The team have been so busy with the next set that obviously it's not been the quickest thing, but that is currently on my to-do list, trying to get that information to find out, because I appreciate a few people want to. I can tell you one of them, for a fact, was Dark Rainbow. Dark Rainbow got changed because Chroma won. I'm trying to find out which other cards got influence. But yeah, absolutely will do. So the next bit of news is around the RPG. Now, I did mention it last week, but I want to mention it again, that for those who don't know, we do have a Chroma, the role-playing game, currently in alpha. It is going into beta very soon. You can pre-order on our website, and pre-ordering will get you instant access to the alpha and beta, and it will also get you the actual product once it has been created later this year. But yeah, for those who don't know, I am running a one-shot as a bit of a entry into TTRPGs. It's a 2 to 3 hour one-shot. You don't actually need to have the role-playing game purchased to be able to play. I will help people that haven't actually got the book. The 2 to 3 hour one-shot is designed to teach people it as well, so you don't have to have any prior knowledge coming into it at all. If you want to sign up to be part of one of the one-shots, then linked beneath the stream is a Google Drive document that I've created with all the dates that I'm going to be running them. All you need to do is click on that document, have a little read of the information on the front page, have a look at the dates that are available, look for where there are free slots, and message me on Discord. My name's Viridian. I'm in the Achroma Discord. That's linked down below with what date you want to join, and I'll get you in. There are still slots available, and I will keep adding more dates to make sure that everybody gets a chance. I want anyone that wants to play to be able to play. Excuse me. So yes, if you haven't already, then make sure to check out those dates, as some of them are filling up fast. The next bit of news is yesterday and today, myself, Frankie, Troy, and Chris Hillman were all at the, well, on different days, but we were all at the London card game show, unsurprisingly, in London. It was a really, really fun time. I was there only for today, and it was Troy and Chillman there yesterday. But even just today, it was really, really fun. As always, I do love being at the events. It was great to chat to loads of you, great to play some games, and obviously fantastic to get more people in the community. I know Shaz in the stream was someone that was there, so thank you very much. But yeah, if you know, whether you're Shaz or anyone else watching who, you know, met us at London London card show, thank you obviously very much for coming to our stall, saying hello, and it was a pleasure to meet you all, for those I met today. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. You know, we do a lot of these events throughout the year, and whether it's recurring community members coming to say hello or just meeting new people, it's just really, really fun to kind of talk with you guys and engage with you. So please continue to do so. And yeah, well done to everyone that picked up the game and came saw us this weekend. I believe I left a little bit early today because obviously I needed to come back to the stream. But I think Frankie and Chris probably only left a couple of hours ago. So maybe I hope the rest of the day was good. But yeah, that was the card game show. Next bit of news is we showed last week that we had a review in the Tabletop Gaming Magazine. But we've also had some reviews courtesy of Card Gamer this week as well. Really, this is just us tooting our own horn a little bit, but it's to show that we've been having some really, really good reviews recently from some really top brands. Card Gamer, Tabletop, Gaming Trend. We've been having some really, really good reviews, which is just... I think I mentioned this last week, but I'll say it again. It's a really nice, you know, for those that have been in the community for a while, and for, you know, for us team members that have been playing the game and making the game for so long, that it's just a really nice wave to reflect and see, hey, yeah, this card game is really cool, and it's nice to see that, you know, it's being recognized for it. So yeah, we feel free to check out cardgamer.com if you want to see their review that came out this week. Next bit of news is around the Dexter Dragon Riders. So this is a club that has been running every Saturday at the Five Realms Gaming Lounge in Poole on Saturdays, which has been really well met so far. So the little bit of news is the one we did on Saturday, it is going to be the last one we run for a short while. We're going to, you know, we've collected kind of the information and kind of got a little bit of feedback as to how they've been. And what we've got some plans in the sidelines that we're working on, which is going to really elevate Dragon Riders. So we're going to stop doing them for now, reassess them a little bit, and then relaunch it later this year with some more stuff to go with it. So big thank you so far to everybody that has actually attended in Poole and Dorset, you know, brought the kids along and had fun. Thank you to everyone that has also given us feedback on it as well. It's been really, really great. And we hope to kick things off very soon and make it even better. So just a bit of a nod. Thank you to everyone that has done the Dragon Riders, but they won't, last Saturday is the last one for now. And then, as always, I like to mention about the Draco Summer promo card. Now, those that were at the London Card Game Show, hopefully were able to pick up one of these, because we do give them away at events. But for those that know, this is the Draco Summer promo card that we are only giving out during this 3-month season. It is limited to 1,200 copies. Once they're gone, they're gone. And we are running a consistent offer over the next 3 months where every time you spend over £30 on a Chroma, whether it is in store, obviously our main store in Pool, or whether it is online at achroma.cards, you will get one of these Draco Summer promo cards. And that is before any discount. So even if you spend £30, but then use a discount code to get it lower, you'll still get the Draco Summer promo card. So make sure to get yours in quick because it will be usable in all of the Draco Banum palettes. Now, moving on to events that are coming up. So firstly, at the Five Realms Gaming Lounge in Poole, Dorset, I appreciate it's not accessible to everybody, but for those that are in the area or can make the trip. So we had the first one of these on the Thursday just gone this week. So Thursdays from 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. we're doing a regular, we call it a Chroma Thursdays, but there is going to be an actual kind of like, almost like a mini tournament every Thursday. So as you can see there, it's £5 to enter for the mini tournament, and it will be free for casual play if you just want to come in and play. And essentially, based on how many people actually join the tournament, will base on how many prizes. Welcoming Goldie to the stream. Oh my god, it's him. It's Vi, such a big fan. Hey, welcoming Goldie. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. But yeah, where's my little announcement of IRL events? Yeah, so so the mini tournament, the way we've got it is it will, the prizes will increase with the amount of entry. So I've got here, if it's 2 to 6 players that join, it'll be a Fall of Flutterby or Warriors of Wishwell first edition box. If we manage to get 7 or more players in for a Thursday evening, the winner will get a choice of collector's edition. And if it is 12 or more players, they'll get a first edition box and a collector's edition box up for grabs. And this will be running every single Thursday. So if you live local to Poole, I wish I did, then make sure to check that out every Thursday. Ricky says, is the giveaway winners being announced today? It is indeed. Look, I've got the spinning wheel here ready to go. Yes, it is. It'll be running straight away after the news and previews, which is not very much longer. So actually, it's very soon. Very soon. So that is the Achroma Nights at Five Realms Gaming Lounge. The next event to be aware of is the Achroma charity live stream. So on the 19th and 20th of August, so in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour live stream here on the YouTube channel. Now, that's actually a slight white lie. It's actually going to be about 26 hours. I'm going to be starting it at 6 p.m. on Saturday, and then I'm going to be running it until 6 p.m. on Sunday, but then I'm going straight into the Achroma weekly stream. So there is going to be something to laugh at the fact that I'm going to be doing the Achroma weekly stream on the 20th of August, and I'm going to be doing it post 24-hour stream. So I'm going to be down here like, all right, here's the news for this week, everybody. But no, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be raising money for Alice's Arc in memory of Dexter, Master of Dragons. You can see there the events are going to be including doing some more live community tier lists. I'm going to be doing some interviews of some of the Achroma team. We're going to be doing some adventure playthroughs. We're going to be doing some more giveaways. And obviously, we're going to be playing an absolute ton of Achroma games with the community as well. Anybody will be able to get involved. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, I will have more details about the exact schedule of the live stream, because I appreciate that not everyone's going to be able to be there for the entire 24 hours unless you're an absolute soldier. So I'll have a schedule of an hour by hour, what things are going to be happening when for next week's weekly live stream, so that you guys can see what hours you potentially want to make sure you are there for. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So that is on the 19th and 20th. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. You can actually see the live stream is already on the YouTube channel waiting to go. So if you wanted to, you could click on that, click the notification bell, like it, and therefore you'll get notified as well. You guys will ever come up north? What do you mean by that, Shaz? Do you mean like come up north for a tournament, or do you mean like for another store, or yeah, what do you mean exactly by that? Because I might have an answer for you. Oh no, my poor guy. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one, Goldie. But I love doing 24-hour streams, and it's for a really good cause. So I'm looking forward to raising some money for charity. And yeah, it probably will be a 10-second live stream. Yeah, I'll just fall asleep. Sending caffeinated vibes your way. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's the Achroma community live stream. And then the last event of note is that, yes, on the Saturday 23rd of September, we will be doing the Draco Summer Grand Tournament. So again, for those that are new to the community, we run in seasons, which are 3 months. So in month 1 of the season, we have the narrative event. In month 2 of the season, we normally release the next set. And in month 3, we have the grand tournament. Now that will be down in our store down in Poole. However, we are I can't confirm it, but I know that the idea that this guy, Christopher Hillman, one of the co-founders of Achroma, he has an idea of he wants the grand tournament to actually run in multiple stores at the same time. So I don't know exactly how and when we're going to do it, but it is absolutely on the cards that the idea is that when we do the grand tournament every 3 months, we want it so that other stores around the country are doing the tournament at the same time, whether that is an individual tournament at different stores or whether we somehow do like a finale where the finalists come together to do an online game or something. We're not 100% sure yet. But yes, in regards to the tournament, yes, we are looking to spread those out across the country to other stores. In terms of the actual store itself, so our store is called the Five Realm Gaming Lounge, and I think we are looking at plans to potentially franchise and get, you know, other Five Realms Gaming Lounges across the country, but that is not something that's going to be quick. What is going to be quicker is we are trying to get more stockists on board. So we're trying to get more game stores across the country and world, I guess, to stock Achroma, but also run events for Achroma. So if you have a local board game or card game shop that you think that they would actually quite like to stock Achroma, and, you know, if you reckon you've got a nice little community there that if we started running Achroma events there that we'd be able to get, you know, a handful of people into play, then please let myself or Chris Hillman, otherwise known as Chillman, in the Discord know, and we will, you know, reach out to those stores and try and get them on board. Obviously, you know, it's in their hands whether they say yes or no, but the more stores we can get involved, the better. And yes, we will try to run some tournaments and stuff like that up with them. Cool, so that is all of the events. Now, before we get to this week's giveaway, before we get to the giveaway, we do have one preview for you this week. So what I'm going to be showing you folks is this is the artwork for one of the new Draco cards from Chapter 2. Now, I should say it is a work in progress. The art is subject to change. And this is just an artwork preview, not an ability today. So the card that you're about to see is actually the background for a Magus Elite card. But that's just the card that our artists use as a background template. So the thing you're looking at here is the artwork. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. I wish I had a drum roll, but I don't. Here we go. Look at that. We have some form of Arctic armored wearing bear who's a Magus Elite detective apparently. But yeah, keep in mind folks, again, the card name, all of the details on the card there is just a placeholder that is used by the artist. But we do have a Arctic bear. I love it, like a samurai bear actually. Yeah, so I think that pretty much confirms suspicions, you know, with some of our previous hints. A lot of people have been guessing that the next Chronicle is going to be Arctic based. I think that's pretty much your nod towards you guys are right. Now, to be very clear, I don't know any more than you guys do at the moment. I get kept in the dark so that I can experience this with you guys. But it is looking like it is going to be an Arctic release, which is going to be freaking awesome. But yeah, look at this artwork. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, this has been done by our resident artist, Matt Vince, who's done obviously a lot of the other cards. And it's just looking absolutely beautiful. I'm really hoping that this leans towards more other creatures and animals. I'm hoping it's going to be very much an animal release. Obviously, there's going to be some dragons and drakes in there because this is a Draco release after all. But yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Samurai bear, to polar bear, panzerborn, armored bear riders. Oh yeah, maybe some of the characters are going to like ride these bears. That is cool. I mean, is that armor or a saddle? It's hard to tell whether that is just purely back armor or whether that is actually partially a saddle. I'm not seeing any reins, which would indicate that if I imagine the bears are sentient like the dragons are, so therefore, you know, they don't need a way to control them, as it were. But yeah, very, very cool. So, you know, considering that we are getting into the middle of the season now, or sorry, we're in the start of the second month, you can imagine, folks, that over the next few weeks, we're going to start really ramping up the amount of previews that you're going to be, and sneak peeks that you're going to be getting for the next Chronicle as we go into getting close to it being released. Obviously, I don't have a date yet for when pre-orders will be live, but, you know, we're getting into the point now where it's not going to be it's not going to be very long before I start giving you guys dates and times and more details. It's going to be very exciting. Oh, Heron asks, so the big question is he fighting for the dark side or the nasty good, aka Akram? Yeah, I agree. He looks like a good boy. I reckon he's Chroma. Although, I would really like it if one of the characters is like, imagine, I mean, it actually is quite sad actually to think, imagine a polar bear like covered in tar. But like, imagine like a tar-soaked polar bear. That could be, no, in a Chroma, that's quite cool. In real life, that's actually quite sad. Okay, interesting. All right, well, I will post that image into the Achroma Discord and on social. So if you want to check it out more later, you can too. But that is the preview for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, next then, before we get onto the realm table, we are going to be doing the results of the giveaway. Polar Trinket, yeah. So this was a giveaway that we ran over the last 7 days. It is now closed, so sorry if anybody didn't get a chance to enter. But we put a post up on the Achroma YouTube channel where all you had to do was leave a single comment on the post and you would get entered. We've got a total of 56 entries. Your name should be on here. I'm not going to scroll through fully, but like, you know, you should see your name on here if you did comment. I was quite, you know, I did check it just before stream to make sure there wasn't any last minute entries. So the prizes, as we said per the post, is we are giving away 2 Achroma palettes or expansions. So I'm going to spin this wheel twice, and the 2 people that get pulled out, I will message you on YouTube and or Discord, and you can pick any Achroma palette or expansion, and we will ship it to you absolutely free. I will mention before I do the results of spinning wheel that we are looking to do some more giveaways more regularly. I appreciate that the time between this giveaway and the last one was quite a long time. We are looking at options of doing more regular kind of monthly giveaways or even bi-weekly giveaways because we want to be giving more back to the community. So don't worry if you don't win today. There is going to be some more there's going to be some more options to win soon, as well as the 24-hour live stream where we're going to be doing some giveaways then. All right, I won't delay any longer. Let's see who the first winner is. Now, it doesn't matter whose name comes out first or second. It's the same prize, but let's see who is going to be the first one. It is going to be... Looks like it's going to be Lord Maiden. Hey, congratulations, Lord. I'm actually quite pleased that at least one of the winners is somebody in stream now, because I imagine that, you know, we definitely don't have all 54 people watching right now. So congratulations to Lord, to our first winner tonight. Congratulations, buddy. I know that we have each other on Discord, so if you want to send me... You want a random palette? Really? So you don't want anything specific, you want it to be random. You sure you don't want to choose like an expansion palette? Yes, it is slow writing your name onto me. They get really close there. There is actually someone. There's somebody who doesn't actually have a name on YouTube. Somebody commented and their YouTube channel doesn't have a name. It's blank. So I literally called them no name, but they had a colorful profile picture. So if they do win, I do know who I'm messaging, but I just don't know their name, ironically. You have them all. Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, well, I'll have a little time to think. There might be some cards you want duplicates of to palette builds, but otherwise, I'll message you on Discord and we will sort it. But congratulations, Lords. All right, so we're going to spin it one more time. Let's see. Who's going to win? Ooh, look, it's going to be Ayad. It is indeed Ayad. Congratulations to them. I should probably be making a list of this, actually. Let me note this down so I don't actually forget. Although it is in the stream, I guess. But congratulations to Ayad. I don't think he's in the stream now, but I know he is in the Discords. And you know what? I love giveaways too much. I really do. We're going to do one more, and it's going to come off my back. We had the budget for 2, but I'm gonna, as a thank you to you guys for being such amazing community, I'm gonna give away one more, and it's gonna come out of my budget. So let's do one more, just because you know what, we had a lot of entries. So the least I can do is one more lucky spin. And the third one is going to go to James Isn't James. Hey, James Isn't James won as well. Congratulations to James Isn't James. Again, I don't think they're in the stream today, but that wasn't one of the prerequisites. They didn't have to be in the stream. So congratulations to James, Iad, and Lord Maiden. There we go. 3 winners in the end, as we like to be nice here. Congratulations, folks. But yeah, so that is the giveaway done. Again, keep an eye on the YouTube channel, our socials, and the Discord, as we'll be running more giveaways as the weeks go on. Thank you, Charlie, so kind to us. It's the least I can do. I love doing giveaways. It's always fun. And like I said, we're definitely going to be doing some more giveaways on the 24-hour live stream. All right, so with that then, folks, that ends the first part of the 4 times the charm. I wish if I had more money, I would do. I promise. But don't worry, we'll do many more giveaways soon. We will, and we'll always make the giveaways free to enter as well. So that was the Achroma news, events, and previews. So the next part of the stream is called the Realm Table. So for those that are new to the stream, what we do here is I'm going to be getting on a member of the community into the call with me. And we're going to discuss a topic from, a hot topic in Achroma. Now, I'll say now, before we get started, if you want to join me on a future community discussion, then keep an eye on the Discord. You can join the link, join it using the link down below, as I like to try and, get a variety of guests. So if you want to join me next week or the week after, then check out the Discord, and you'll see an announcement from me where I normally ask for volunteers. But the topic this week, but just before I get my guest on, the topic this week is going to be discussing which do we think is the strongest chroma color to build palettes with? Meaning, which individual color do we think has the best cards currently? Ignoring Akram, because Akram clearly is going to come out on top because of the fact that Akram is in every chronicle. Now, to discuss this topic with me this week, I am joined by Dickon. So let me swap to my scene and say, hello, Dickon. How you doing, buddy?
Hello there. I'm doing quite well.
I'm glad. Welcome on. So, Dickon, you've been in the community for quite a while. When did you get into Achroma again, actually? I can't remember.
February time, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. So you've been playing for quite a while now. And you normally play with a group of mates down at the pub still, don't you?
Yes, indeed.
Very nice.
Yeah. Keep the pub going and all that.
Absolutely. So my first question to you before we get started is which side did you fight for the Achrometer?
For Drakes, I'd say probably Chroma, but I wasn't as invested because I don't have any Draco cards.
I see.
So I thought neutrality, leaning more to Chroma, as I naturally prefer Chroma over Akram.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's get to the topic at hand then. And Dickon, I know you've been really busy. You've actually made a spreadsheet, which has been fantastic for this as well. So I think let's start by assessing it chronicle by chronicle and talk about which color is the most prominent in each chronicle, but not just which one's most prominent, but which one tends to have the strongest cards. So starting with Curdle Hill, we'll do it by release order, I guess. Starting with Curdle Hill, what would you say is the what is the color that you found was most prominent there?
According to this spreadsheet I've created, which is now on stream, the pink or magenta is the most common. You find that generally in the Magus Elite. Usually they have quite a strong following of it, and some of the Cultist Alliance. So Isadora, of course, is free magenta, free Akram, and similarly, equally, is the Achroma the Cultist Warlock is also
magenta. It definitely appears to be magenta that is the highest. But the question is, magenta. So I can see here that in magenta comes up 88 times in Curse of Curdle Hill. But do we think those cards are necessarily the most powerful? Because and again, this is a question to you guys in chat as well. Yeah, we're talking about just the colors, Heron, because Akram is going to almost certainly be the most prominent in across them all because of its one color versus many. But do we think that magenta is actually what powerful cards in Curdle? What are the most powerful cards in Curdle Hill? Do we reckon? And do they contain magenta?
Well, what do you think? Popular favourite one, of course, is Abundance of Quintessence, which is, of course, yellow and navy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there isn't actually that much navy. There isn't actually that much kind of blue or navy in Curse of World at all, is there? But there's also Violet Quintessence, which is good.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's Karakurt and Hex, but that's because they have everything.
Yeah, and yes, indeed. So you've got two that have the all 6 colours, which doesn't sort of
give you an idea. Yeah.
I think you probably find if you look at the Legendaries, yellow and green are the most prevalent, with Cronus and Klaus both being yellow and green.
Absolutely. I mean, again, yellow doesn't come up that much in Curdle Hill. I mean, it's the third. It's the third, so it's kind of even. But I would say yellow is actually one of the strongest. Again, with you, you've got Abundance. You've got obviously some of the Legendaries that we said. You got Violet Quintessence again, Alchemist Tincture.
Yeah, really good, popular at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So okay, so Curdle Hill then, magenta is definitely the most popular, but I would even there are some really strong yellows and some really strong blues in there as well. Reds wise, yeah, there's not very much.
No, nothing. I'm trying to think of anything particularly. Got the Enforcer, but that's about it.
Yeah,
they're not very forceful in Salem.
No, they don't use a lot of fire. Don't use a lot of fire magic. Okay, cool. So moving on to Draco Temple then. So unsurprisingly, the 3 that come out here are red, dark blue, and teal, right?
Yes. Teal?
Sorry, cyan, not teal. Don't know where I'm going. Yeah. Don't know where I was going with that.
Extra colours, it'd be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just blending them all together. Now, I don't know about you, but what I find with Draco, this is just a little observation for myself. It seems to be one of the most consistent chronicles. You know, I would actually, I haven't got the number in front of me now, but I would like to see how many cards in Draco all share red, blue, cyan. There's a lot of cards that are those 3 colours.
Yeah, you got Minima Draco. No, Draco is definitely one.
You got Monastery Nest, Chroma Storehouse.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain Vast Volataris. A lot of them share those 3 colours. Like they really synergize well together. In fact, how many of the other colours that even are there? There's 3 magenta. 15 magenta, 6 green.
6 green, yeah. I mean, that's why my hopes for the next Chronicle would have been a more green and yellow factions.
Well,
we'll see.
Yeah, I imagine in the next set there's probably still going to be a lot of cyan because, you know, ice. But yeah, we'll see. I have no idea what the next colors are going to be. Yeah, definitely blue. But then if that's the most prominent, so what do we think? Again, feel free to get involved in chat, folks, of what are the most powerful cards from Siege of Draco Temple and what colors do they have? Again, my initial thoughts go to cards like Vast Volataris and Monastery Nest. Again, those blue, red, and cyan. Trying to think of what other cards kind of like stand out to me as like powerhouses of that.
Or cyan is more of an unusual one.
Which one, sorry?
Tenebris? No. What's the light blue legendary?
Oh, Tengri.
That's it, Tengri.
Yeah.
Tenebris. Very similar names.
Yeah. I'm really, with Tengri, going slightly off topic, I'm really looking forward to seeing how, like, a lot of people will agree that Tengri is a really fun legendary to play. He's fantastic in 1v1 games, but he can sort of fall flat in large multiplayer games because his ability is very much single player orientated. I'm really looking forward to seeing if we're going to get loads of light blue shards, cyan shards in the next set, how well that will mix with Tengri.
That is true. I think it was the Wishful Traders did a thingy of that dragon sort of gain shards and gradually mutate to fit the shards that they do.
Absolutely. Heron says the one that lets you pick the color and gain the shards. Oh yes, that is Chroma Storehouse, and red if you're using Overflow. Yeah, very true as well. I think it's hard to really to pick, but I would say yeah, blue, cyan, and red get a tick from me from Draco Temple. Really, if I had to push towards one, I'd probably say teal. Okay, it's teal. I've got that word in my head now. Cyan. As soon as I get a word wrong once, it sticks for a while. Moving swiftly on, let's talk about Fall or Flutterby, so Sparata. So which colours are most prominent there? Because this is quite a colourful realm.
I think it basically boils down to the 3 primary colours of red, yellow and blue.
Is that what it tends to be the strongest again?
Strongest.
Oh, sorry, or the most most prominent. Yeah.
Most powerful ones. You've got Guardians and Cornelius, of course, all 6.
Yeah. See,
Copper Joss and Sprat Morale are. Copper Joss is almost an exception in being so cyan.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie as well. Looking at dark blue, let's talk about. Let's mention Blueprint Swirl, one of the most powerful locations in the game.
Splat Square is another one. That's again, I think with Sparata, it's because of its the source of color magic. It has, to a certain degree, all 5 except magenta. It is really sparse on magenta.
And I think lore-wise, that's because magenta is supposed to represent chroma ore. So, you know, where the different, we discussed at the start of the stream, where the different magic is like how you harness, you know, where you get that energy from. And magenta is supposed to be ore that you physically mine, and you turn that raw ore into magical imbued objects and armor and abilities. So that's why it's really prominent in Norso, as we'll talk about in a bit, because they literally mine it. And it's also prominent in Curdle Hill because they have the Curdle mine where they mine it. So I imagine the fairies being so small, they don't have mines. So that's probably why they don't have much magenta. So it's really hard to tell with Sparata then. What color are you leaning towards of being like, you know, what if you had to say one color is the most powerful for Sparata, where would you lean?
Yellow, because you've got Dovetail and Mrs. Potts, which are all pure yellows, and they're some of the powerful cards.
Yeah. Yeah, yellow is pretty strong. Splat, yeah.
Squad leader is blue, and the trainee as well, so that's leads to quite a strong emphasis. And of course, you've got the 6 shards reduction cards for everything except pink again.
Yeah, very true.
And then the castle gates for Akram. And then, of course, the 3 teachers.
Yeah, I think red and yellow, like, for those that haven't made a Sparata deck yet, make one. A lot of people call it the McDonald's deck, but make it around yellow and red. It's so easy because there are so many amazing red and yellow cards, and you can make them reduce as well. Okay, so I think it's probably going to lean towards yellow, isn't it? But yeah, red and blue, very very close there. Okay,
Yep.
so moving.
Team of yellow, one of the most powerful colours so far.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, because we said yellow was quite strong in Critical Hill, and not really in Grid Dragon, but yeah, I would agree. Yellow's looking pretty strong. And then Warriors of Wishwell. So talk me through the totals for this one.
The Warriors of Wishwell, there's only 3 cards with red, so it is not existent, basically.
Well, okay, let's test my knowledge. Let's see if I could. What cards have red in them from? In fact, chat as well. Let's see. Well, okay, I'll pass it to chat rather than myself. We'll keep talking. Chat without cheating. See if anybody can remember the 3 cards with red in it. In fact, I've just remembered one of them. In the meantime, what other colours are prominent then?
So pink is very dominant here, as well as green, with the Lacringi basically being green and pink throughout.
Yeah.
A lot of the creatures have all got green in them.
Because they're very attuned to nature, aren't they? Yes,
indeed. So you've got the 2 aspects of the Lacringi, which is mining, manufacturing, the ore, the miner, the blacksmith.
Yeah.
Eric. Then you've got the nature side with the Magnus and what's his son called? Drat. Leaf.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, but then with Scarvy, you've got, because of the nature of cyan being resistant, they are quite evenly mixed to black, to the Acrom. Their body resists the Acrom is way it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So you end up with a nice mix.
Something I'm noticing again though is that even though so far the only 2 chronicles that have been prominent with dark blue have been Draco and Sparata, I've noticed there are a lot of blue, as in dark blue, always seems to have some of the best locations, because even if you look at dark blue for Warriors of Wishwell, you've got Trader's Pass, which is insane. You've got Fishing Dock, which is very, very powerful. The Gardens, Cliff Dwelling, Market Stall, and obviously North Term and Torstein. So, looking at the overall picture, yellow is definitely strong, but I'm also leaning towards dark blue with being kind of one of the best colors out there.
I think for here, yes, it's definitely the more powerful one. Is definitely on the navy side. So blue.
But this is much more streamlined, isn't it? Where the other Chronicles we looked at, they had a much kind of like wider, even though they had a few colors that kind of were running away with it, much more even spread. Whereas with Warriors of Wishwell, the fact that red only has 4, yellow only has 12, you know, with 123. I mean, I think there's also a lot of more expensive cards. Because I guess with these numbers, we're looking at how many total shards, right? So there's just more expensive cards.
Yeah, I think I've done it several times where I've played Warriors of Wishwell and all their cards are 2, 3, 4, and then you go against a fairy deck of 1, 2s, and 3s. If you give the Warriors a chance, they will splat the splatters. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so if that's Norsa, then that brings us on to our last one, which is, well, we'll come to the Realm Runners last. Let's look at the next Chronicle, the one, the most recent one that came out, so Curdle Cove. Unsurprisingly, looking like that's going to be dark blue, because obviously ocean.
Yeah, exactly. It's all based in the water, so that was definitely a dominant thing. To point, it's actually more dominant than Akram.
Yeah, actually, is that the first realm where actually a color has been more dominant than Akram?
Wishwell was as well.
Okay, and I'm guessing that's because of cyan.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm looking at your list here. It looks like cyan was 69, Akram was 88.
Yeah, but I mean, because the Briscavi, as I mentioned earlier, resisted the Akram because they are naturally resistant.
Yeah.
Therefore, Pink was able to overtake in that chapter. Chronicle.
Right. Okay, I see. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, magenta took over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So looking at Cove, then we've got a lot of dark blue, a healthy mixture of everything else. But again, looking at the powerful cards though for Cove. Okay. I mean, I've got to look at Dark Rainbow. Where's Dark Rainbow?
That is powerful.
Yeah, Dark.
Also, summon the crack, but again, that's Akram, so that's not what we're interested. But again, the two Akram legendaries both have navy in them.
Yeah,
I think. 5 out of the 6 of them have navy.
5 out of 6 legendaries for Cove have navy. Again,
only Lord Eldridge Willard is the only one who doesn't have any.
See, he's the only land dweller. He won't go out to sea.
No, he's too busy conspiring and stealing secrets.
But yeah, I think that's probably the easiest Chronicle, right?
Yeah, I'd say navy is definitely the dominant and most powerful ones. Solomon Rift again is a mixture of all 5, so he also did. Tricks of course, but again that's black.
Yeah.
Apollo is again cyan and yellow.
Yeah, yellow comes back into it. I mean, yeah, looking back at yellow being our main one, there is a few yellows. Tankards is quite good as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, obviously Apollo's brilliant. Luxman Lighthouse good. Solomon Rift.
Yeah.
There are some good yellow cards there.
Oh yeah, I think yellow is definitely, being Radiant, is probably to a certain degree the best opposer to Akram. So in the war with Akram, yellow probably does end up shining best.
Yes. Oh, and Heron has actually asked in the chat, so what is the only 3 we've read in? So I think this was going back to Warriors of Wishwell, wasn't it? So the only...
Torstein.
Yep.
The Marquis, the Norso Totem, and the Briscavi new card of Riled Up.
Is it Riled Up or Roll with the Punches?
Roll with the Punches, sorry. Roll with the
Punches. But yeah, so essentially it's 2 of the legendaries that happen to just have one of every color. So actually, when you take those away, because legendaries that have all 6 of the colors, you kind of think, oh, yeah, no, they have everything. There's only actually 1 card in the entirety of the Wishwell Warriors of Wishwell that has red in it and not every color.
Makes it easy to build a deck for Kunai, is it? The red? Room?
Yeah, very true, actually. Yeah, Kunai works for Torstein and Totem.
Yeah, so if you want to get those out, you throw that in, and you don't have to think, oh, I better not put that card in, because
you're not going to. Yeah. That's actually a very good point. I might actually make a Norso Totem palette again with that, because I've Norso Totem is good fun. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I did that for my Torstein King of Beasts deck I made.
Yes, of course.
Use Kunai, Torstein out.
And suddenly he's Yeah. Going to the battle with his creatures with protection.
And if you can get a Dagda on there, then he's
Oh my gosh, yes. Just infinite. You know what? When someone brought up that, you know, the whole Dagda infinite thing of give someone else protection, get your Torstein out with a club of Dagda, and then suddenly you can basically just keep whacking until you hit 30. But I thought that was going to be, as soon as that got figured out, I thought people were going to be making loads of pallets with that, and it was going to become, like, too overused. I don't see anyone doing it.
Yeah, maybe because the Jotun trio had the prerequisite for immortality to be 2 other creatures.
Yeah, so it's not the easiest setup, but if you do get a setup, you've literally got an infinite way of getting up to 30.
Board wipes, and then
yeah,
probably rage as well to just give it the locations.
Absolutely. So looking back at Curdle Cove, I think we can agree that blue is definitely the most prominent and most powerful, but it just happens. But there are some other key cards in there.
Oh, definitely.
And then to finish up with the Rise of the Realm runners, I imagine these are relatively even, aren't they? Because these are across the whole board.
Yeah, your runes and the rifts cover everything, and then even the runners themselves are pretty well mixed.
So I guess this comes down to, of the realmless cards, which ones are the best, and therefore the colors are the best. And actually, funny enough, we did our tier list yesterday. We did our tier list last week, which was Ray and Sintamani Stone. Obviously, you know, took the crown of that. So I think we can definitely agree that red comes out in the lead for the realm runners and realmless cards.
Yep.
But looking at other, you know, considering that before we were saying that it's looking like blue or yellow might be the strongest. So yellow obviously has Algiz, that's okay. Apple of Eris we said was so-so. Yana is brilliant. Blue, we've got Jamshidor, again, that was in S tier. Yep. Serpent's Ring, that was in D tier. Aqueous Transition, that was A, and Nemia's A. So blue does come out quite strong again.
Yeah, indeed. As I say, so yeah, it's all pretty even mix.
Which I guess is a good thing in the long run. Like, I'm glad that going through and actually looking at how the colors are split and where the good cards are, it's nice to know that actually it is very relatively well split. But I don't know about you, and feel free in chat to say what you guys think. But my head is leaning towards saying that currently in Achroma, dark blue has the stronger cards.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Dark blue in most realms. Yellow is giving it good runnings in quite a few of the realms, but yeah,
I think
yellow. Pink is most dominant color after Akram. I mean, if you want me to give you the full totals from the numbers from all.
Do you actually have the full totals? Okay, so between all of the Chronicles, is this including Realm Rise and everything?
Yep, Realmless and the single cards as well.
Okay, so
or that sort of gut person who just writes it up.
I love that. Okay, so with every single card currently in existence into play, which color has the most shards out there?
At 298 is pink.
So magenta is the most prominent. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Blue comes in second now at 291. Mm-hmm. Big help of blue coming from Curdle Cove.
Absolutely.
Last place before that came out.
Oh wow! So Cove put it to second. All right.
Yep. Third place is green at 261.
Okay.
Then we jump down to red at 210.
We've got yellow and cyan left.
209, and then yellow at a mere 200.
Wow, so even though we were like edging towards yellow potentially being the most powerful there, it's actually the least common across all of the realms.
Yep. And of course, Akram is the best at 587.
Yeah, but they're an outlier because they get, they're going to get lots of cards every season. Okay, very interesting.
It's one, isn't it, with Akram?
Yeah, absolutely. It would be like, well, I was gonna say it would be cool if like we had like a different type of Akram at some point, but again, that would just break the core concept of the basics of the game. But that's always why in different Chronicles, it's always been Akram mixed with a different color. So obviously Curdle Hill we had Akram mixed with magenta. Draco Temple we had I think mostly Akram and red, a bit of Akram and blue.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixture, but
yeah,
they're almost exclusively black.
Yes, you're right, actually.
Or of them absorbing too much.
Yeah. And then
Of course, our cyan. and the sea witches are navy.
Back to blue, yeah. So you could even argue that actually, looking at those, you could argue that actually Akram and blue are probably the most prominent there, because we've now got 2 chronicles that do that. But yeah, so I think with that, I guess the fact that cyan is one of the lower ones, that hopefully should get a nice bump from the next season of Draco. It'll be interesting to see what other colors crop up. Is it going to be more yellow? Maybe? Will it be green?
As I say, looking at my thingies for Siege of Draco 10, I've got to score about 6 cards in total, 6 colours cards.
Okay.
So not much.
Very interesting. All right, well, that pretty much I mean, that's really what we were going to discuss today. It sums it up, just having a, interesting, just to have a little bit of a dive into the colours and, see which one we think is strongest. It'll be interesting to see what other people think. But yeah, thank you very much, Dickon, for joining me on the Realm table this week. It's been an interesting one, as always. And I appreciate you doing all the legwork with that Excel document as well. That is very, very, that has helped a lot to be able to really look into it.
Yeah, I've made it up as a sort of especially when the Realm Rifts and Runes came out, I was like, let's work out what is good at what, to where to put those rifts and runes.
Yeah, exactly, because there's no, for a fact now, there's no point in using, the magenta one in, Flutterby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for being on, Dickon. I really do appreciate your time and information there. Hope you enjoyed it as always. I'll see you hopefully in one soon.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Everybody, bye. Alrighty. Can we get a round of thank yous in the chat for Dickon joining me today? Again, Dickon is part of the community. Very, very interesting to, it's always nice to get someone in the community in and get their thoughts on particular topics as well. I hope you guys found that useful yourselves. Again, it is useful for new players to figure out where the key colors are, as well as just generally have an idea of which color seems to be strongest. But yeah, thank you again to Dickon for that. That was the Realm Table community discussion for this week. And then moving into the last bit of the stream, then we are going to look at the community showcase. So this is where we shine the light back on you guys in the community to see what you guys have been up to. So to begin with, we have had some more members join us in the Discord. So if you joined us in the Discord this week, thank you, welcome in. I hope you're having fun. I think that most of them that have joined have been because of the London Card Show. But if you haven't already joined our Discord, link is down below. We've recently got past 500 members, which is awesome. And we are going now for 1,000. So yes, thank you very much to everyone that's joined this week. Talking about some of the community content that we've had this week. So all of the community content I'm about to discuss is linked down below. So we've had a new article from the Draco Temple community website. So Echo did a really good article on a specific Curdle Cove card and a palette that uses it for an idea, which I believe was the Veil Chaser. Not the Veil Chaser, the Veil Chaser's, I forget what the card's called now, but it's the one that is the Crow's Nest, so definitely check that out from the Draco Temple down below. We've also had a couple of new articles from the Playing Achroma blogspot article website, which is run by Ricky in the Discord. He's done a couple of new articles, including one discussing some first turn win ideas. So definitely check out that as well. If you're maybe new to the game and want to see just how chaotic some games can get, definitely worth checking out that article as well. Now, as for community content that's been created this week, we haven't had any fan art per se, but we have had this image, which is really cool. So Lewis in the Discord, and I believe with his partner Kaz, I'm not sure who actually made it themselves, but they got this little rock and they've actually painted it to look like the rare realm relic Sintamani stone, which I think looks really, really cool. To give you guys, for those that maybe are new to the game, let me just bring up what that looks like. Stand by. So yeah, that's what Sintamani stone normally looks like, and then that's what he's done. I think it looks really, really cool. I quite like it. I'm hoping that he's going to bring it to future tournaments to kind of put on his on his canvas when he placed into many stone. But yeah, really, really cool. And actually pretty good. Like, it's actually more detailed than you think with that kind of like underlying purple, then a little bit of pink, then a little bit of white. It's actually really, really well done. So thank you very much to Lewis for submitting that in the Discord this week. As a reminder, if any of you enjoy doing, you know, fan art, or if you get creative and make anything, then make sure to pop it in the community Discord, as we love to show it off on stream. And then to finish off, I want to show off one of the palettes that's been created. So I always like to highlight one custom palette that's been created by a community member. And this week, it's actually Lord Maiden. Not only did you win the giveaway, but you've also had your palette chosen to be spoken about this week. And the reason why I want to talk about it is it's not necessarily an amazing palette, but last week on stream, I set the challenge to say, hey, can somebody try and make a palette that doesn't actually include a single character? It is purely location and actions only, because you wouldn't have any objects either. You know, I didn't even know if it was possible, but Lord Maiden accepted the challenge and went, yeah, let's have a look at that. So this is a palette from Salem Planum using a mixture of Curse of Curdle Hill and Curse of Curdle and the Conjuring at Curdle Cove cards. And it's purely been made with locations and actions in mind. Now, because of that, it's obviously not going to be the strongest of palettes. It's not that well synergized. But saying that, locations are arguably one of the most difficult cards to erase from the board. There are many more ways to remove characters than there are locations. So with this sort of palette, you are going to find that your cards will stay on the board for much longer. And yeah, it basically is a shipped palette. So you've got the Veiled Chaser as your legendary, with obviously Cove of Plenty, Chromatic Shield, Akram Converter for some control, Summon the Thrusters for obviously being able to deploy something. You removed Colluded Dwelling for something. Wasn't that, I did see in the Discord, there was some comments on it. Let me just go back to the forum. Was it for a fireball or for a dark rainbow, out of interest? But yeah, so looking at the locations then, so we've got some, you know, we've got a mixture of drain, steal, and gain. So we've got some drain, some steal, steal, gain. So it's a kind of a hybrid palette. You could win by Chroma, you could win by Akram. You got lots. What I like about this though is you've then got a lot of control cards. You know, you've got hostile takeovers, drain the woods, Riptides and Talons. You could obviously put some fireballs in there. Obviously, Anchors Away is brilliant, giving all your locations and characters divert until your next turn. Very, very strong with obviously how many locations you've got. Action to be able to reveal a location as well. Abundance, obviously good. Boost of shards. I guess Chromatic Shield is a good action to have, actually, because that gives all your locations protection for one turn. And yeah, Cove of Plenty is brilliant. In this palette, Cove of Plenty is a so-so card in my opinion, but the fact that in this palette in particular, whenever you deploy a location, draw a card. Well, let's be honest, you're going to be playing a lot of locations, so get Cove of Plenty out early and you got some good card draw with that. Neither, as I don't have them spare. I was thinking of another Anchors Away. Oh, I see. So you removed one Colluded Dwelling for an Anchors Away. Fair play. Yeah, if you don't have them spare, you don't have them spare. But yeah, if we were to kind of digitally create this palette, I would say, yeah, maybe take out the 2 Riptides and put in 2 Fireballs. And maybe take out 1 Abundance and put in a Dark... maybe even take out both Abundances and put in 2 Dark Rainbows. Because you're going to be cursing a couple of cards anyway, so that could be quite good. It did win against a pre-made deck, a Chroma and Akram win, I think. Hey, very nice. So it has got some wins under the belt. But yeah, I don't expect it to be the strongest palette in the world, purely because I appreciate that when you put this together, you weren't thinking of how can I build the best palette. You were thinking of how can I build a fun palette without characters. But for what it's worth, you met the criteria. You made a really cool palette, and by the sounds of it, it has done pretty good. So yeah, that is really, really cool. Yeah, could put a restock or 2. Very true, actually. Yeah, for more drawing of cards. Now, for those that are new to the stream or new to our community, where you can find this is you can create an image like this using Achroma.tools, a community-made website. And in our community Discord, we have a couple of forums, specifically one called Canvas Forum, and that's where a lot of the community members post palettes that they've created. So if you want to go and have a look at this palette yourself, leave any comments, see how it's gone, or just check out and search for other palettes that people have created, get some inspiration for yourself, then that is where you'll find it at the Discord below. But well done to Lord Maiden for creating that palette this week. All right, and with that, folks, that brings us nicely to the end of this week's live stream. It has been a good one. We've had some very good news. We've got some good events on the horizon. We got to see that awesome preview of the artwork for that Arctic polar bear. Well, that's just a polar bear, actually. You don't get non-Arctic polar bears. We had a really good community discussion this week with Dickon talking about the colours involved in Achroma and which ones are most prominent and strongest. And we had a good community showcase, as always, shining the light on you guys. But yeah, thank you very much for those that have joined me in stream today, whether it is your first live stream joining me or multiple. We run these every Sunday at 7 p.m. We'll always cover the new news. And I imagine that, you know, moving into next week, we're probably going to have some more previews for Chapter 2. We're going to have more details on the 24-hour live stream. So definitely make sure to check out next week's live stream as well. But in the meantime, this is where I will love and leave you, folks. Thank you very, very much. I have been Charles Barton, otherwise known as Viridian. Have a fantastic week. And yeah, we'll see you for next week's stream. But keep an eye on the Discord because, as always, there's lots of stuff going on in there as well. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.